But we are diving into our next series here, the ace match between these two Southeast Asian Zerg players.
It is going to be an interesting one too, as we spawn on 2,000 atmospheres. LE, we're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way to the bottom left-hand corner. We have the green Zerg player coming down all the way from the land of Malaysia. He is going to be representing FTTD, which we'll figure out what that stands for pretty soon, I'm sure. He is neutrals.
I was actually just about to ask, Yaku, what does FTD stand for?
Fix the tin drum.
There you go. There you go. It's spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE. We have the Singaporean Zerg player representing Team GDA. This is one of Yaku's own, one of Oreo's own. A bit of a brovio, but also on another team. It is Nameless.
So what does GDA stand for, like?
Granddaddy Akon.
I can live with that.
Oh god.
Akon Cises?
Yeah, Akon, he's one of the players who signed up but didn't check in. Feels bad, man.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Bit of a wild card over in the ANZ champs as well. Definitely the underdog, but did have a pretty good experience overall.
Yeah. Would have been cool to see him again in the qualifiers. Bit of a shame, but I'm sure we'll see plenty more of him in ANZ champs. Meanwhile, I didn't get to see too much of the series between these two players, but from what I could glean, it was a bunch of roaches up against a bunch more roaches.
My favorite. Solid CVC.
Oh god, look, we have to endure, okay? Like the TVZ at the end of the line, it's there. Yeah, it's waiting
well
for
worth it. We'll have another CVC after this, but it's all gonna be worth it.
Exactly. Oh boy. But yeah, so have you met up with Nameless, by the way, in Singapore? Has that happened, or
in like lockdown number 15,000 question mark? So
okay. I was wondering if he was a part of that meetup that happened with some of the other guys, like Revenants and stuff, if you recall, a while ago.
That's a meetup?
You were a part of it. That's what I'm talking about. God.
Wait, what?
With Elusori and Revenant and yourself. God damn.
Right.
Yeah.
That was where I first met Nem, before I knew who Nem was.
Do I have to remind you about your own meetup? Is that what's happening right now? Is that... Oh, God.
It's coming back to me. But, no, back then it was... I mean, the meme was very much, yeah, nobody in Singapore plays StarCraft.
Shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head. And then we found out everyone plays StarCraft.
Yeah. We're all closet StarCraft players.
Exactly. But yeah, when it comes to Nameless, like, he's a great player. We're very familiar with him just because he plays a lot in our amateur events. Not just amateur events, but he also plays in the weeklies like Grand Platypus Open, our Die back when that was a thing, WC Weekly whenever he could. So yeah, very active player in our scene.
Yeah, he's also definitely very involved when it comes to the Singapore scene. When it comes to organizing, coordinating things. Fun fact, he was actually, last year when we had the sort of amateur C team league, Nameless was the one coordinating Team Singapore.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Very true. Fun fact, Yaku even competed, I think, for a week or two, or a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I played in 2 weeks. I was supposed to play in 3, but then we had DreamHack qualifiers, and that was...
I remember.
That was,
I remember Nameless...
full 5-game mech series.
Yeah. I remember Nameless messaging me. He messaged me. He was like, "Yo, when is Yaku gonna be free?" I'm like, "Mate, we're in DreamHack, mate. It's not gonna happen." And I remember you had to message him as well. Like, oh god, it's an intense day.
It's was.
You were so optimistic
But I
as
came
well
back,
about. You're like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Like,
yeah. I was like, DreamHack is gonna hype me up for my game. And it did, just a week later.
was that the day when we casted Oreo versus Piglet? Was that?
It was, yeah. It went all the way to the ace match, and Piglet went siege mech all 5 games.
He did. He went Thor tank, mate. What an animal. What? How can he do that to us?
It worked out for him in the end.
God damn it, mate. God damn it. Oh god. Meanwhile, this game is slowly getting underway. We do have a lot of roaches coming out here from neutrals. His lair is a little bit later, but he is going to be hitting with 1-1. Meanwhile, Nameless a little bit faster with his own upgrades, a little bit faster with his own lair. But at the moment, okay, he is now producing roaches. Does see the army.
Yeah, about what we expected to come out from this ZvZ. Nameless a little bit more on top of the upgrades, getting +2 range a lot quicker, but neutrals, he already has Carapace. There's not any opening for Nameless to really take right now.
Yeah.
Neutrals upgrades finish.
The biggest difference between these two players is that Nameless, because of his faster lair, he actually has roach speed, so he has more micro potential. That's why he's kind of like running circles around these roaches. Like he just like perk in, back off, and continues to do so. So yeah, neutrals, he's kind of stuck at home, at least until his own roach speed finishes.
Yeah, I mean, well, Nameless just, as I said, keeping the pressure on a little bit, distracting the army. Doesn't quite have enough supply to spare for any big multi-progs, but whatever he can do to really keep neutrals on his toes.
Exactly. My god. Meanwhile, neutrals, we were talking about a lot about Nameless, but neutrals also has been competing a lot when it comes to the weekly events. Again, he isn't necessarily one to make it deep, but he's always there supporting the CranKy Ducklings, supporting the weeklies in our region, even our die. I could be wrong, but I also feel like he had a hand in organizing some things, but I don't quite recall.
Quite a bit, yeah. I believe he was very involved in SEAL, the Southeast Asia League.
Yeah. There we go.
But yeah, definitely a very familiar face, whether on the bracket or in chat whenever we have a Grand Purpose open. Meanwhile, Nameless just going straight for a scout and distracting the entire Roach army of neutrals. This start base is completely forfeit, but is Nameless a little bit too deep into creep?
I mean, honestly, it was well worth it, especially because he is looking to escape. He does land a couple of bios on the retreat as well. 9 drones went down, and again, Nameless, he's ahead in the upgrades.
What a bamboozlement. He made neutrals think he was retreating and just turned around and took out half the army. He is absolutely smashing in this fight. Look at that concave potential.
Exactly, and this is dangerous because, again, if neutrals backs off too much, this third base is dead, mate. Like, it is so low from earlier.
Just leaves uno más.
Por favor, mate. That's all he needs. And we have a couple more Ravagers being morphed in. Again, Nameless still has the upgrade lead for now, but 2-2 is about to kick in for neutrals.
Yeah, neutrals is very quickly about to overtake the upgrade lead. The defender's advantage really kicking in for him. Chases Nameless all the way back home. But now that defender's advantage is going to go to Nameless's favor.
Oh, that it is. 13 more roaches are coming out for our Singaporean player. Meanwhile, neutrals, he's just trying to find a way in, an avenue of attack. So far, he hasn't committed to anything quite yet. A couple more roaches went down to a bit of a run by.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is go up this ramp and get met with a roach concave.
The other thing you don't want to do is get supply blocked and be hard stuck at 146 supply. Oh no, mate, Nameless, he's maxed out.
Definitely has a lot of opportunity to go on the offensive. Neutral's going for a bit of a pseudo surround, but unfortunately not splitting his army particularly efficiently. The biles do land as Neutrals is trapped on this ramp. Nameless once again smashing through the green roach army. Good game. Well played is called. Nameless is going to be our player meeting Peppy in the semifinals. Good luck.
Yeah,
as
good.
Neutrals says. Well played.
Yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations, Nameless. It was a hard-fought battle there. Unfortunately, we didn't get to cover the first 2 games, but here in game number 3, honestly, very impressive, right? He was able to distract neutrals, go for a bit of a 1-2 punch, and again, maintain that upgrade lead for a while, long enough to really just overwhelm neutrals and really cripple his economy. Neutrals, when he was across the map, he was essentially all in. He had to do what he could with what he had, and yeah, pushing up that ramp, as you were saying, right? It's you don't want to be forced into that situation, right?
Yeah, very much a rock and a hard place there for neutrals, honestly.
Yeah.
I had to push up that ramp, and while he has that upgrade lead, while Nameless's army while Nameless doesn't have a massive supply lead yet, or take a long time to go around the ramp, by the time that happens, who knows how ahead Nameless will be when it comes to army supply, whether or not he's able to catch up on the upgrades as well. Had to make a tough decision, and yeah, sometimes there's never a right decision to make.
Yeah, exactly. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, but
Yeah, we also have a bit of an update here from Kuro, our very own information fairy. FTTD means fight to the death.
Oh, that's exactly what neutrals did, mate.
Who's F? His roaches.
Exactly. His own, mate. What are you on about? His own. Oh, God. But yeah, that is the end of Neutrals' run. And you know what this means? Mate, this means that Nameless is the last standing Southeast Asian player.
Indeed, he is. He absorbed the power from so many Malaysian opponents before this. Neutrals, XMT. Took out Awaken at the start of this, a Filipino player.
Was a long road.
He is the ultimate Southeast Asian, confirmed.
I guess so. And we'll see how he does here against Peppy. Again, Peppy is a very formidable opponent. We were talking about it getting into this series, even the last series, where Peppy is straight up the favorite to move on to the finals. But what I will say is that Nameless, when it comes to ZvZ, he does practice very hard. He does practice with Oreo as well. They are really good friends. Oreo is kind of like the master of Nameless. Like, Oreo kind of took Nameless under his wing and has been slowly teaching him and helping him improve.
That's being a Oreo.
Exactly. Is it enough to take down Peppy though? That's the question. It's gonna be difficult, but you know, I believe he can make a series out of it.